Okay, so Luke, who are you and
Who are you?
What's your real name?
What's your name?
What am I doing here?
Well, I'm here to interview you.
Why?
I'm making a video about you.
Alright.
Okay, so who are you?
Me?
Thank you.
Shallow. He's a very shallow man. He eats pretzels all the time. He doesn't do anything physical.
Well, he sits in his basement and does nothing, then yells at everyone and calls them losers. I think he breathes.
He's a specimen.
Luke is an incredibly lazy human being, and it's hard to get him to do things.
Like, Luke is a wimp. Luke also doesn't... Luke has had his driver's license for a few months. He's gone out to drive by himself once. And he says the reason he doesn't want to is because he's afraid he'll die.
Luke Golden was born December 1st, 1998. Growing up in the town of Commack, New York, Luke excelled in his academics. A smart person who adored video games. His childhood was a very normal one, but as growing up normally changes people, Luke seemed to jump the shark during puberty.
Would you say you're selfish?
Probably, yeah. Luke is Jewish, and he seems very intent on enforcing himself as being Jewish by enforcing the stereotype.
There was a time when someone gave him $20, and then he complained that he wanted more.
Luke Golden, he's an interesting fellow. I haven't had many one-on-one interactions with him in a while. We used to be pretty close. I want to say back in 3rd grade.
Also, when he was normal.
I guess, but I remember I would go over to his house and we would play video games. He had a lot of Crazy Bones, which were these cool little toy things. Those were fun.
I like that Luke is sometimes very entertaining to be around just because of the stupid stuff he does. I also dislike how incredibly infuriating he can be because of the stupid stuff he says.
Like, can you give an example?
I'm trying to... Luke, do you have an example of something he said that pissed me off?
Can't do everything.
Everything? Oh, well, no.
I knew him for a very long time, since kindergarten. He used to be obsessed with Mario, and then ever since middle school, he completely changed into this thing that's obsessed with anything Japanese, anything related with video games.
He does not have a filter of any kind. If you're stupid, he will tell you so to your face and make fun of you.
Luke's one of those people where you actually can't imagine what he'll be doing, in the distant future, or if he'll even be alive, or if he'll even be the same.
One of Luke's notable traits is his headstrong, opinionated attitude. Some friends find that his determination or argumentativeness is rather funny. To others, well...
Luke plays video games and complains about the video games he's playing every single day. And then complains about something else. That something else varies from day to day. And then he also eats.
So you're very opinionated when you say.
I suppose so, yeah. I would definitely say so.
And you'll do anything to prove you're right?
No.
Are you sure?
Maybe.
So, we were in English about 2 years ago. We were doing a project, we were walking, we made something, I don't remember what it was. We were walking around looking at them, and he noticed the smallest grammar mistake, where it was a comma where it wasn't supposed to be. So he grabbed the Sharpie, drew over it, and just wrote the word no. Then he called over to our teacher and said, "Hey, look what I did." And she praised him for it.
Why do you do what you do?
Because I must. People suck.
Luke thoroughly enjoys annoying his friends using inside jokes and puns. Of course, Luke, being the way he is, will go to extreme lengths to do so.
I like how he makes like everyone that I know very disappointed in him all the time. I think that it's funny. Whenever he makes a bad pun, I always just think that it's funny because I know that he knows that everyone doesn't like it, but he does it anyway, just to annoy them. He's made countless stupid videos about people, and they're funny.
Adiós, Elijah.
Sí.
No más dormitorio de Elijah.
I think Luke's crowning achievement is creating the Flash game Testes.
That's the only reason why you people like me.
It started out as a parody of Mike Cianciola's test game, which he used to test RPG Maker's capabilities. Then the obvious next step for Luke was to make that Testes, because he's stupid. And then
2 steps better than dust.
yes, E and S, 2 steps.
In a nutshell, it's an RPG composed of in-jokes about things that only our people in our friend group would find funny.
He decided to make the main protagonist a close-up picture of some guy's lip, and named him Murillo. And the main antagonist was a picture of my face called Marcelo Box, who is not actually me because he has a box at the end of his name.
Why do you think Luke is the way he is?
I think. That's a question for scientists?
Honestly, I think Luke is just one of many very enigmatic people out there where there really isn't an answer to why they are the way they are.
Why do you think Luke is the way he is?
Okay, so my theory on why Luke became Luke Golden the way he is today is because, you know how in fiction there is usually like a chosen one who is born to do a specific duty or something like that, or be very important? Luke is kind of like the exact opposite, where he was born to be Luke and contribute nothing to society, but being Luke Golden. That's the only possible explanation, because other than that I can't imagine how something like him could come to fruition.
I can't say that it's because of he was raised, because his parents seemed like pretty nice people.
Well, that's the whole like nature versus nurture debate that we don't really need to go into, because it's more of like a combination of the two. But I'd say mostly, in my case, nurture.
While Luke and his friends' casual exchange of insults may appear toxic to others, to them, it's simply their unique sign of affection.
Yeah, why am I doing this?
Okay, goodbye.
Move your tripod.
Or maybe not.